goal today, we're going to try to use River City Girl style with these characters. We're going to try to convert Danganronpa characters into these sprites. That's the goal. How does that sound? These are characters that fight a lot in Danganronpa, so I thought it'd be pretty fitting to put them in a fighting game. I'm kind of curious to try and do Peko, the swords lady, as... That sounds fun. And she's got a weapon, which would make it really interesting. So let's try her. I think she'd be nice. Let's go over what makes these sprites. What makes these sprites different than other sprites we've seen. River City Girls. No outlines, which is interesting. No outlines means they blend in a lot more to their environment, and I think that works because it is a beat 'em up game. I'll go ahead and write that down on here. There we go. No outlines. What is something else we can notice? Characters, their eyes are very small. Here we have a 2x2 eye, 2x2, 2x2-ish. She's got really big eyes. I think that's to insinuate the fact she's super cute. This lady has big eyelashes. Here, eyelashes. Now, I'd say overall it's a brown. Oh, look at this guy. He's got one eyelash to explain how sinister he is. He has a lot of makeup. He kind of reminds me of those wrestlers. But I think the light or lack of light, that darkness, is just shadow to help show how scary he is and how you don't want to mess with him. Small eyes. Something else we can notice is they have shading in the back to show where their positioning leg is. You can tell back leg, back leg, back leg, back leg, back leg, back leg. Entirely one side's forward, one side's back. That is something else to know. Shading. Okay. I think a good place to start with dissecting and making Peko. I think we should go the route of Armature, which is the route Brandon James Greer took. I think that would be our best bet, where we plot out where the head, arm, legs are, and we go from there with making sticks. Let me see if there are any other sprites of her that we can use for reference. Also note, I don't know why some of these sprites are shrunk with their legs. There's probably a technical reason behind it, but I found that a little funny. How, for some reason, half of the sprites shrunk. Top's not, half is. It's interesting. We have anything we can use? I'm not too sure there's any fight positions we can use. So in that case, maybe we can find something on Pinterest. I'm trying to remember, there's a certain position from a game, from an enemy, try to remember it, where they have their, here, I'll show you, maybe you can help me because I forget. They have one leg here, one leg back here, they're leaning over, they have their weapon here, they've got their hand on their weapon, and they have their face facing this way. Maybe their legs are more like this. One's bent forward, one's bent back. That one's this way, or like this. Erase that. If they got their hand on there, maybe both hands are on the weapon. I can't remember what that pose is called. I don't think this pose works for a fighting pose. She needs to be at the ready. This is at the ready, but she's facing forward. I'm trying to figure out what pose can we make where she's facing to the side. Even here, they're all facing sideways. I guess that's another note to note. Facing sideways is another thing to note. As for, maybe it's called a samurai ready position. Ready stance? This one's pretty good. This one is more of a head here. We have the body. Let me do this instead. I've been meaning to get back into Pixelart, took a long break. Maybe we can share? Sure, you can. I have a Discord you can check out and you can send it in there. That'd be the easiest way to send it to me. I'm thinking about getting a Reddit, but I'm not too sure. But for now, you should be able to check the video link description to get the Discord. And you can send it in there in the artwork. You've got an arm up here, here, another arm here, here, and add the sword. So here is a sword position now. I definitely think this could be exaggerated. Maybe we could exaggerate the pose to do maybe like that. Like that. That kind of feels right. The back leg doesn't feel right. But that's what we'll go for now. That is an idea. Maybe we can try, what other samurai poses? Because I think this is a good idea for the samurai pose, but one thing we've got to keep in mind is the silhouette. Here, I'd say this is a bad pose just because it's muddy here. It's muddy because the pose here isn't very readable. Here, you can see arms out wide. If we were to... Hold on. Let me see if I can explain what I'm talking about. This is what I mean when I say the sprites are very readable. This one, not too much, but I think it's okay. They get a slide. Here, you can clearly see it's a sword lady. Here, you can clearly see it's someone fighting. For depth and clarity, I think. Even here, you can see it's a big guy. You don't even have to see it's a big guy. But when you compare it to this guy up here, make sure I open back concepts up, you can't really tell what's going on. It's going to be a lot of just blob up here. That might not be the best. I like this pose, but again, there's a lot of room, especially here with it being front facing. You're not going to see this hand in the silhouette. I'm thinking of a pose like, let me reopen. Got to keep the legs in an A shape. Okay, I'll try that. 1 second. Like these guys have A-shaped legs. Is that what you mean? This lady, well, not lady. There's a little A in there if you blink, if you squint. I think you're right though. I'm thinking of a pose like this. This was the pose I was thinking about, but it looks nothing like that. So first, let's erase this and try to make the legs an A. You can keep it. Now let's try here. This was the original idea. Maybe I can flip this? Let me try a flip. There we go. All right. I think this looks a lot clearer. There's a lot less clutter, especially, but I do like how it's around the face. But if you look on here, there's nothing around their faces. You can clearly see their faces. So let's try to look for one more pose. At this one. At this guy. Again here, it's pose in front of the head. I don't like, but the knees are different. Let me try. Hopping reminds me of the 6 Mans. Yeah, it's how all drawings start out, or mine. Stick first. We gotta figure out where we're going with this. Leg coming out. Leg going back. The stance pose. Now, it's not one we already have, and it's a little clearer. For this pose, I've got a body like this. Down here, here, here. Something like that. Then here, here. Something to that extent. So that's 3. Now that we have here, I'm thinking 1, 2, this 3, this is 4. I'm not feeling this one. Right or red. Gotcha. There we go. I'm not thinking 1. This one also not so much. Not so much. I'm thinking we try out these 2 and see where we go from there. Now what we gotta do is armaturize them. I will go in and add first a block for their head, maybe like a head here. We'll make it a little bit smaller. Head here, and head here. Okay, that's done. Next, let's work on the feet. Foot here. Like this. Maybe add another layer to show foot range. And draw that all in. And there's another foot back here. We have a foot here. Make this smaller. And we have a foot here. Like that. Okay, that is our feet. Now let's move on to the hands. Let's see, we got a hand here. Hands going in a pocket. Those hands are in the back. Hand here, hand here, hand. Okay, I'm thinking maybe check the torso. For example, torso goes here, like this. Fill that in, maybe black this one out. This guy's torso is a bit hard to read, but we're gonna just go like that. Like a bowl, right? Yeah. Now let's go in and add some elbows. We have an elbow here, We also have a knee here and a knee here. Elbow, elbow, and knee, knee. We've got a knee down here, a knee up here, elbow, elbow. Okay, now we have the elbows. Let's add the shoulders. Shoulder there, shoulder there. We have shoulder, shoulder, and shoulder and shoulder. Okay, last but not least, let's add the lines. Line here, line here, line from here for our arms. And there. Arm line here. Now we add our leg lines. Straight all the way down. This leg comes out, then comes behind. You can just do this all the way through. Oh, those doubles might annoy me, but we're fine. It goes there and there. Then we have arm going down, up, down, up. Like that. Alrighty. Now for the great reveal. There we go. Look at these stickmen. You can tell what their bodies are doing. Maybe not this one, but for the most part, you can tell their directions, which is really cool. Got the body poses here. So now, what we do, the cool part here, we take these and we will translate it with the, I can move it around on screen here, this Peko here. Let's make the head go here. And then we have our torso. Well, depends on where you want to start. Some people like grounding the feet first. Maybe let's try grounding the foot here. I'll select it and move it over here. Now her head is bent a little bit, so let's bend it a little bit. We can play with shapes. That's the best part about this process. Control D first to out of that. Let's add maybe a foot here, not foot, torso. The knee might come out like this. Then the knee comes down. We can shorten that stance as, let's bring that in. We want to keep it around 3 wide is what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. You have 1 foot here, 1 foot, oh no, it could be 4 wide. So we can make it a little bit wider. And escape this. Just go down a little bit. Maybe something like that. Now we have our hand, which is about this big. We have a hand going up here and up here, maybe. Then we have our elbows, which are like here, here. Our shoulder, which is about here. And we have the arm going here and here. Have this one coming from the shoulder, so it's coming down. Arm. And then we add a sword. A nice strong yellow. We have the sword coming through. Let's move these parts around a little bit. I'm not too happy with them. So this guy's back arm is actually going behind it. I didn't realize. Yeah, so this is his front arm. His front arm. Let me erase all of this really. Let me lasso M. And I will do up here. And then we will do color. Do one here. And now, try again. We have this arm that comes out like this. This is what it looks like more of. Shrink this down a little bit. This up down. And now this up here. Now this arm is in the back. It goes to this elbow here. Which is weird, but interesting now. And then we go down. Down. Ah, that's one idea. And then let's try the other idea, the other pose. Let's try here. Let's try making the torso. Oh, first let's do a foot here. Do a foot here, maybe? About 4. These are long stances. I think it's okay. I think we can get away with it. We've got a knee here. And a knee here. Okay. Which leaves our torso about here. And then we add the knees to the legs. That leg stretching all the way out. Move this down a little bit. Means we can move the head up a little bit. The head comes in before the pelvis, so we can lean it forward a little bit. Now, as far as that hand is concerned, maybe so here and here. And the elbow goes up here and here. Something like that. We have our shoulder here and also back here. Up there. Now we kind of add our lines. Line, 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 line. Now we add our blade. Let's see. I kind of like this one. I think it's more of a at your ready sort of pose compared to this one. This one's pretty nice. The guy looks like he's kind of unsheathing things, which is, it's okay, but the goal is to make them, well, it's more of an idol. I'm kind of thinking of the bounce back and forth idol here, kind of going back and forth, or you're getting in that ready position. That's the idea. Oh, my body is contorted. There we go. I erase this. Oh, like that. That works. I want to try to make her in the schoolgirl outfit, if possible. This comes out straight. And then there's comes out straight, right? This leg's bent. Then there's a sort of bend here. The skirt is bent at. That's the sort of idea I'm thinking of. It's a wrap. Yeah, it's wrapping around the leg. Maybe what we need to do is draw in the leg. Some people wear, I remember wearing, what are those called? The leggings? Stockings? Stockings underneath the skirt? I think they would allow that. They allow these uniforms, so I think we can get away with it. Leg-wise, these girls have 4 long legs. Let's try to stick to that. Maybe knee down here. Knees right at here. Draw a straight line. Emphasize that the skirt is wrapping over. Maybe we can do... Pull this... Oh! What's both? Is that working? Yeah. More so like that is what I'm thinking. Something like this. Where her leg is going straight out, so I think we can just do... We select first. One singular line like this. Thinking that for the legs. They have pretty thin legs and they have sneakers. We can give Peko some sneakers, but we gotta figure out the outline first. Now, does anyone have sneakers facing like that? Let's do some sneakers like that. Might make it a little bit shorter. It's feeling too long. And then her other foot, maybe it should face forward. In this manner. The knee bends back here, so maybe it comes all the way back here. And then we move that leg up. Make the pelvis this big. You can erase some of those. Something like that. Now, I'm not too sure about line uses, but we can always clean that up later. Now that we have an underlay, get onto the overlay. We go on top. Oh, wrong layer. We go on top of her. And I think maybe for now, straight across? No, it needs to dip here. It needs to come, fabric has to go over the skirt part. Thinking. Fabric goes over, under, stretch. To here. And then it comes across her belt, goes to there. Let's work on the shirt next. Now for the shirt, I say we give her this game's uniform. I'd say their torsos are about this big. Let's do this big. Maybe keep it about here is where the shirt's gonna go. Is what can be temporary. Let's just keep it there for now. We can do this shirt a little bit. Shirt tucked in line. But I think that's the shirt done. Now we move on to the head. Maybe something like this. The head. Got head in the back. We've got hair as well, but for now, just head in the back with an ear. Next, Peko wears long sleeve shirt. These girls do too as well, but it is white. Let's go ahead and add hands. Those are about the right size for him. One next to the head. There, and we have another up here. Arm comes out here. From the shoulder. From that shoulder comes arm, which comes down. I'm thinking it can come across the chest a little bit. And then it goes all the way over here, so we have to bring that back. Like that. Now for this arm, that's a little bit tricky. That arm goes like all the way up here for that guy. Oops. And like that. Doesn't that look a little bit off? Something about the proportion shapes are off. Thinking maybe her arms are too long. Let's try moving the arm. If the sword is this way, like this color. This color should be. The sword is coming this way. I think that'd be fine. Move this hand on here. A little tricky. One hand here. Maybe something like this? Maybe we can add the hilt. Not the hilt. What is it called? The thing that covers the sword? Yes. Add more outline to her body. You can change that though. If it is looking right. I'm thinking this would make her cool. That might not though, but we'll see. Let's lower the opacity of Sketchy and go into better detail of how to draw that Sketchy. Now, first things first, I think what's in order is working on her front leg and her back leg. 1, 2, like this. 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. This sounds like binary. Really good. And then we have her foot. I'm so tempted to do something like that. I'm not good at shoes. But not about being good, it's about trying. That's the most important part. Because I can always go back and try again. I don't have to get it right the first time. Add one more. Like that. I think that's good. As for her back foot, let's work on her legs first. Then let's take, again, the skirt straight line and make it round, but a little bit wrap around and come through for her thigh. I think it's just fine to make the shoe as it was. Maybe the shoe's more of a up here type of shoe, and it comes. I'm thinking something like this for the shoe. I think that looks nice. We want to bring in a line from here. Maybe something like this. That goes all the way to there, skirt. And the skirt comes over. There's a dip. Dip. Go straight. That. Now we all we have to do. Oh boy. It's just not in my repertoire today, is it? And we add those lines like that. If you look here, they're wearing a white shirt. White shirt. He's wearing more like a varsity shirt. I'm thinking... That's the thing. They're wearing white shirts, but it's being broken up by other things. For Peko, at least, let me go down to her. She doesn't really have a lot to work with. She's got the red band, and she also has the red tie. And maybe we can work with that. Go ahead and add her arm. Arm can be super thin. That me. Go ahead and add her hand here. Here. Or add her other hand. That's the thing, I don't want the hand to be too close. Maybe we make the arm stretch out. I mean, this still looks weird any way you hold it. But we can always fake it till we make it. Maybe 2 to start. The sword is gonna mess us up. Peko might have to wear a different shirt or something. Like so. Comes here. All the way to here. Next thing on the list. Since her face is looking downwards like this, guys, let's try to angle the glasses around. I'm thinking maybe we first start with making the glasses a little bit bigger than they have to be. Something like this. It depends. I've seen a lot of animes do glasses differently. Technically, we could just fill that all in for eyes. Then make, oops, this. Like that. Make front part, yeah, the front part. Shade this in. We can add even darker shading for eyebrows. I think that works. I quite like the glasses looking like those. I might be able to get away with maybe this. I think that could work. Like that instead. Not instead of the round glasses. I think it adds to her overall eye feel. We'll go ahead and figure out our hairline. I'm thinking maybe that. Fine. I might need a darker silver to start out at least. Her hair shape. She has really large bangs. I can work with bangs. Who's got bangs? Let me see. Something like that. She has like tassels. That's a thing. That. Bangs. No, we want to see the glasses. Do this. So when we do the sword, it's going to be a lot different. Maybe we can just keep it simple for now and have 2 lines go off her hair. Something like that. And then let's have maybe these 2 pieces flapping in the wind. She has braids. One out maybe there. Got the cool powers where it's wind magic. That's what I'm thinking. You have one here. Then one here. That maybe. Maybe we can give her red tassels to add a little bit. There are red ones here on her band. Let's add those. Hairstyle wise, it's adding. This goes down there. Just a regular shading across the edges. Okay, this is that's part of the bang. Here. Here. 9. 9. I'm thinking something like that. 9. More of a hilt thing. Maybe it can go here. Like that is what I'm thinking. That looks better. And it adds a bit of depth to the characters. Her skin, maybe. And then we have the red tassel. I'm thinking maybe this goes straight. Maybe we can even add eye by going down. That also get shape. Has some sleeves, wrinkles. Those next. There'll be lots of bunching up here. Shirt, oh boy. Now we finally come to the pleated skirts. Let's see what we can do. For starters, we know this is more of a lines. That. Still kind of going around. Keep going up. Kinda, sorta. Got something going on here. I don't know what it is, but I like it. The thing is, this is a curved sword. I feel like how... Here. Something like that. Alright. Add in bottom. I think that'll help. Now, as far as this hand goes, maybe we have to bring it down. That might be the thing. Hands need to be up here. Oh boy. Something like that. And then come to. I have to remember, this is the top of her hand. This is the side. How are we holding sword now? Today, we tried to do pixel art in the style of, I forget the name, River City Girls. We tried to do an art style in the style of River City Girls. This one, we took a look at what makes these sprites, got some ideas going. From there, we took characters from Danganronpa, a lot of the fighter characters, and tried to figure out which one would best suit our needs. From there, we then went in and we figured out some good posing for Peko. Very good posing. We had some ideas, we tried different ones. From there, we went with 2 ideas. After that, we went in and we added some stick figures to the characters to figure out how we were going to pose them. Once we figured out the good proportions and the good stick figures, we'll hide this again. We made our own stick figure. From there, we just built on top of the stick figure, built until we ended up with our final Peko. I think she looks great.